With internet speeds getting faster, opportunities are opening, things are changing. We can now do things that we only ever dreamed of. More companies are taking advantage of these improvements to move towards more internet-based services. Servers, programs and databases are now being put on the cloud. CRM programs, accounting packages and telephone services are now all being offered as cloud-based services. You may have heard the words VoIP or SIP being tossed around. Both of these words are terms that relate to internet telephony, where you can now make calls over the internet. The phone system that we'll present to you today takes advantage of VoIP technology. Instead of having your PBX housed physically in your office, it can now be housed in the cloud. We call it Hosted PBX, so there's no more of this type of setup. Cabinets full of wiring, cupboards full of cabinets. That extra floor or wall space that you gain can now be used for more exciting things. The brain or smarts of the PBX are all stored in the cloud. So all you need now is a good quality one of these, an internet router, and as many of these as you'd want. You may be able to use your existing handsets or cordless phones by adding a device called an ATA adapter. This device can turn regular phones into VoIP phones. But there are a wide range of good quality business phones that enable you to more easily take advantage of the abundant amount of features that come from the Hosted PBX service. One-touch transfer, for example. Our company can help you determine the most suitable phones for each individual position inside your corporation. A Hosted PBX will be the last phone system that you'll ever have to buy. The system is more software-based than it is equipment-based, so it is easy to upgrade when any new features are released. So when something new comes available, you don't have to go out and buy a whole new phone system just to keep up. You won't ever be in the position of having an antiquated phone system. The only thing you might ever want to buy would be new handsets when the existing one's broken. Having a Hosted PBX provides a huge amount of benefits. Making calls over the internet means that you can significantly reduce your phone bills. For example, if you're in New Zealand, you are probably paying around $40 per line with your existing telco. And if you're operating a small to medium-sized business, you probably have around 2 to 3 lines for calling and 1 for fax. The line charges on Hosted PBX reduced to around $25 per line. That's a saving of almost 40% just on the line rentals. Then there are the call cost savings. To make a New Zealand toll call with your existing provider, you're probably paying around 9 cents per minute. With a Hosted PBX solution, you'd be paying 4 cents a minute. That's more than 50% saving on your call costs. There are some setup charges involved in putting in the system, but in most cases, the savings generated from the change provide a quick payback on any investment. There are heaps of other benefits. Unlimited inbound calling. With your existing system, every call takes up a line, regardless to whether it's inbound or outbound callers. With a Hosted PBX, only outbound calls take up a line. Inbound calling is in fact unlimited. For example, if you had 3 lines in your organisation and you had at the same time 3 of your staff making outbound calls and a customer decides to call in, that call would actually ring one of the extensions, even though you only have 3 lines and you've already got 3 people on a call. With a normal system, that call would in fact go to the answer phone. And if an additional customer just called in at the same time, that call would actually get engaged tone. This would never happen with Hosted PBX. With Hosted PBX, even if 25 customers called in, all 25 of those calls would be able to proceed. You'd only be limited by the number of actual phones on desks and staff members to answer those phone calls. All other calls would be able to go to the answer phone. When you want to add more lines to your PBX, it can be done in minutes. No one's going to tell you there's not enough cable into your building, or that the exchange is full, or that you have to buy a bigger phone system or a new component for your existing system. A simple phone call will enable you to expand the lines just like that. Automated attendant. A lot of time can be wasted by having staff answer calls simply to actually pass them on to another staff member. Having an initial greeting set up for customers will give them the opportunity to go directly to the person they need to speak to, without interrupting anyone else's day. Greetings could be like, Hey, thanks for calling Parts World. Press 1 to talk to us about a part, press 2 for accounts, press 3 for Joe Blogs, or if you know the extension number of the person you're wanting, please dial it now. Beep! The time savings can be huge without having to take your staff off the tasks that they're actually currently involved in. As well as having your standard greeting, you can have the system greeting automatically change at the end of your day or for holidays. Calling could be, "Thanks for calling us. You have reached us outside of business hours. Please leave a message." Beep. This can go on and off at times that you select, or again for holidays and public events. If you have more than one office, you can have one PBX across all the sites. Calls can be transferred internally between locations just as they could be desk to desk. Staff can be better utilised. The receptionist could be answering all the calls for all the branches. The accounts person could be taking all the calls for all the branches, and in fact the accounts person could even be at a home-based office. Then there is voicemail to email. You can elect to have all your voicemails emailed to you as WAV files. This is great when you want to forward messages onto someone else, or if you just want to quickly scroll to a selected message. How many times have you come back to the office and you've just heard your phone finishing ringing, and you quickly rush to your voicemail and you hear that you've got 22 new messages? How frustrating is it when you've got to listen to 21 messages before you get to that message that you really wanted to listen to? Voicemail to email makes it very easy to quickly scroll down your emails and find that message that you wanted to grab. It's also great when you're out of the office. You can access your messages from the emails on your phone, providing of course that you've got an email capable phone. You can set up ring groups. So if a caller is wanting to talk to someone about a part or a sale, the phones can be set to dial a group of extensions first. If no one answers in that group, it can try another group. And if none of them answer, it can go back and start again, or it can divert out to a mobile. You're really only limited by your imagination. Work out what you would like to happen with the calls, and our team can set it up for you. Find Me, Follow Me is also a great feature. Set up your extension to find you. You can have, for example, all your calls ring to your desk extension, and if you don't answer, then it can try whatever other number you've set. That might be your mobile. If you don't answer that, it could try another number, or it could direct the caller to leave a voicemail on your mobile or back to your desk. Each user can have a different setting depending on what their role demands. There are loads of features that become available. Call recording. When it's important to keep recordings, simply request this feature to be added. This is great if you want to refer back to check details, or if you simply want to monitor your calls and your staff performance. Call history. The system offers an up-to-date call history. This again is great if you just want to check on that phone number, or perhaps you want to check and see when someone specifically called you, or maybe when you called them. The call history is readily available. Call queuing. This feature is great if you're operating a sales team. If all your operators are busy and an additional call comes in, that call can sit in a queue, and as soon as one of the attendants is available, that call will then instantly be passed through. Music on hold. Why have your callers sit on hold bored out of their tree? Make use of the time. Music on hold allows you not just to play music, but also to play a message of your choice. Simply record what you want on a WAV file, and this can be easily set up. Conference calling. The conference call feature allows you to bring additional parties into your call. This is often handy when you do want somebody else to be involved in that specific phone call. Conference bridge. If you are using a conference bridge at the moment, you'll be aware of the costs that are involved in setting up a conference bridge. With the hosted PBX service, you can simply add this as a feature, and the cost will be so minimal compared to what you're currently paying, and you'll have full access to that conference bridge 24/7. There are plenty of other features and loads of functionality. Heaps of ways to make your organisation more efficient. It's about looking at how you would like to do business, rather than how you have been doing business. Just because you did something one way doesn't mean it still has to be that way. Integrating your phone system into other software-based systems now becomes possible. Things like click to dial from Outlook, where you can simply click on a phone number and your phone will start ringing that selected number, can actually save your organisation heaps of time. It might only be seconds, but seconds add into minutes, minutes add into hours, and we all know that time is money. With a hosted PBX, it's about opening your mind. If you can imagine it, we can help you create it.